Hey guys, and welcome back. You may notice that we have now done StarLight Drive-In, given from the previous video. I will put a link to that in the description below. But in this video I'm going to be showing you around the entire build in somewhat detailed fashion, so I'm going to explain to you the ideas I got it from and, each room within the settlement. I'm also going to give a shout out to everyone who, gave me like really good feedback, so I had to change some structures, some ideas. And just general people who give me a lot of inspiration for the build in general. So we're going to go in an anti-clockwise way, if that's the right term. It probably is the wrong word, but hey ho. So obviously, you got your given by the sign here. You got caravan, caravan camp. I've got a lot of mixed. Not a lot of mixed comments. I got a lot of feedback for this one because it was a very peculiar shape of what I tried to do, so I'll show you in a minute what exactly I got the feedback from. I got a lot of praise for this little shack here as well. It's very easy to do actually. I mean, if you're on survival, building a small little shack like this is actually quite handy, because it can just be your little bedroom, with your bed in and a cooking stove, and then you can build another shack elsewhere. So it's really quite handy. You got your rotisserie mongrel meat, which is very nice. Now, I wanted this to be full of Brahmin and caravan people, but obviously, given Fallout's logic, it doesn't. It's like a bus. It's not there when you need it, and there's two come at once. So, over here is like a sim settlement-like trading stand. Now, because I'm on PS4, as many people should know, we can't get sim settlements, sadly. So I've tried to go for like a sim settlement inspired shack. Now, I like to think there's another one behind this, a little trading shack, which I think is a lot better in like terms of layout, everything within it as well. But someone who I recently stumbled across, called Ozbuilds for Fallout, he builds a lot of sim settlement inspired shacks and buildings, because we're both on PS4, so we can't actually get them, So he builds a lot of really good looking shacks. He built one on Red Rocket, and I was absolutely astounded you could even use it as a shack. So I will put a link to his channel in the description below. Obviously you have your little workbench over here. By the way guys, I think I'm getting a cold, so apologies if you can't hear me pronunciate my words properly, if that is even the right word. Okay, so I had to put a step in here for the main reason that that bench is hovering, but that didn't really do anything. So obviously when you come up here, you've got your little little balcony area where you can do up your armor. You can have a nice drink from the ice cooler. Now this is an idea here from Loco 4-Pack, and he also gave me the idea for changing the roof. So the roof used to be a blue tent kind of tarpy roof, and he put down a comment saying get rid of the roof, amongst other comments as well. And I will get to the people who commented and gave me feedback and stuff. I actually really do like this one instead, because it kind of adds more of a scrappy hole to it, so it kind of gives a more like a scrappy feel, which is what I'm after. This little bench here is very easy to do. You want to just place the bench on a mat and then you move it in place. Now I'm going to try and do a live stream in a couple of weeks. I am moving back to dorm on Monday, so I'm going to try and do a live stream at some point next week. I'm not sure when, and I'm not sure how long for, but keep up to date and you'll be fine. So obviously the main entrance, this video was uploaded Thursday I think, after about a day and a half of uploading it. Now I am fairly happy with the the main entrance, because I've just tried to use a lot of different structures, and I get a lot of nice comments about it as well, which is nice to hear. So thank you all for the nice words as well. Moving on, there is a little silent tour towards the end, but it's a lot more quicker than this one. So it's literally just walking through buildings and stuff. And obviously in here is your little guard area. I've tried to, because I'm not using mods, I tried to sink flowers through the floor to make it seem like, because it's so desolate and empty, that, you know, plants are still growing through the floor, and roots and stuff, weeds. This guy here is probably the most overpowered guy I have. He has a Gauss rifle and stupidly heavy combat armor. So, and again, this is I haven't seen anybody do something like this. To be fair, I know there probably is someone who has an idea like this. I've just made it into a guard's accommodation. Now you will notice this is lightly junk decorated, so altogether it isn't really that bad. I don't go heavy on the junk. That's a bit of a weird worded. I don't go heavy on the decorations, as people do know by now. I know Phoenix does. I will put a link to her description, to her channel in the description below. Sorry. Because one of my previous builds, I think it was one of the restaurants we're going to get to later on. She actually inspired me to do use the conveyor belts and junk decorate it more. So again, I will put a little, talk about each person as we get to the point which they inspired me about, and the ideas as well. So obviously when you come in here, this should be the mortar room, but I don't know where the mortar man's gone, or the artillery guy's gone. But you have your little, seating area here, a couple of containers for lunch. Not exactly what I would call lunch, but it's bizarre, each to their own. It was a bit difficult to get these in there, the cappy, because nothing snaps onto this, nothing actually goes onto the artillery stand, so you have to use glitches and stuff, as you can see by the rug there. But once you actually get used to using rugs, pillar glitches, you kind of understand more about collision as well, which is nice. I've got a little clock there to say, okay, it's 10 to 9 or 10 to 10. Clock out time's fairly soon. And then there's another idea here. Now in Loco 4-Pack's one of his videos, he uses the bathtubs as cannonball, ammo holder type of things. I can't think of the right word, and probably no doubt someone will correct me on this. But he uses it to put, your cannonballs in, so, you take a cannonball, put it in the artillery and fire away. So yeah, you've got the seating area here. You can just about see into the mini market. We won't get to that last though, so if you can't wait till last, then you can always just click on the link. I will put a link to the playlist actually as well. Now you notice this little switch here is in fact the turret at the front. It's 8 seconds on, 2 seconds off. Because there's a glitch to say that the lamp actually goes out. And obviously up here there's not much you can do. A couple of 3 small generators and glitched down, across the walls and stuff. If you're unsure how to do the wire glitch, I will try and show you in one of the next couple of videos I'm going to do, if I can decide when the next one is going to come up. And then obviously we have your little trading area here. This is more stuff a secure trading camp. So for like Trash Can Carla, Cricket, and that armory guy and Doc Weathers, this is usually for them. So obviously it's more secure. You don't want to kill, because you can kill Trash Can Carla, you can kill Doc Weathers. It's not advised though, so this is more like secure for them. You have to like book in advance and stuff. So that's like the first class trading area. You have your outdoor cooking area here too, for basically anyone and everyone. It's very simple, If you use the contraptions floor, it actually fits in quite nice, which is nice to hear. Now moving on, we've got the requested build over here, which was for me one of the favourites to build. I mean, this is the first requested build I've ever done, and it was actually really fun because where it is just glitched into the projector building, if that's the right one. And this is for Onowim 7737. Now, she wanted a tannery, like leather shop, and because I only do it using vanilla assets, if that's again the right term, it was a bit of a challenge, but I think I've done a pretty good job. Now, I tried to incorporate everything you would associate with like leather and a band type of feel, so you've got your leather hides there, you've got your armourer here. This worker, you can actually get a worker from the slog and assign them to a scavenger. So it seems like your shop owner has a worker working for them.
Crops coming in pretty
Now
good.
I will try and abbreviate that a bit better. And obviously, because it's level 2, I think, or level 1, it's usually leather and light armor based stuff as well. So obviously coming under here we have a bunch of random stuff. Now this is just a hoarding kind of thing. This is just like, okay, I'm going to sell this later on, but you know, I don't know when. So you know, it does have a purpose. I'm just trying to think how. And obviously it does have a light switch as well. Now this was a giant pain in the ass trying to figure this out. It took me about 3 days to build this. Just to get the light switch to work as well was like another day or so. So yeah, and I've also incorporated a little ramp coming up over here, which is very nice. This is probably my favourite build out of everything in this. You know, the front of the settlement for me is the best couple of builds I've done. And obviously, because I will put a link down to one of Wim's channel, she does daily live streams, I believe, while I actually go to them. And you know, we all like, it's a very relaxed atmosphere, hence you know the little porch area, you know, you've got your cigarettes, your barbecue. It's just a very relaxed atmosphere, which is super nice, which is a rarity nowadays in a couple of live streams I've seen. Now also, because I wanted it to make, you know, it's her shop as well as her home, I wanted it to have an individual light switch as well, so on and off. It was a bit more difficult to actually do than see, so easier to say than it is to do or something on those lines. And then the room isn't fully decorated though. I mean, I'm not going to junk decorate certain, you know, rooms because the PS4 already lags because of so much I've built. But altogether, I'm very happy with this. She does use a Gauss rifle, but I couldn't find one other than the one of that guard, so I gave her a plasma rifle instead. So hopefully that's okay. Now if you're wondering, over to the right here, the radio, the cash register and the lunchbox can be glitched in using the pillar glitch. So it's pretty simple, to be fair. Obviously coming back down over here, if you notice the trader at the front near the trading camp, this is his little shacky house. Now you notice they use quite a lot of different railings as well, so I tend to use a lot of different structures when I build my houses, because I'm using vanilla and it's a challenge in itself to build something unique and different, isn't it? So obviously you do have, you know, just the standard stuff you would associate with a level 1 vendor. You know, I haven't decorated it, he's, you know, running out of stock, hence why he's only got scissors. And then if you come up here, this is the biggest pain in the ass I've ever had to do, because the shack would go there but the stairs wouldn't, so I had to glitch in the stairs. And again, this is his little house. You know, he's got a TV and a weird box saying like a TV unit, as you want to say. He's got his suitcase, which is very nice, and filing cabinet with some random stuff in it, random assortments of stuff. You know, got ventilation is the right term. I didn't forget to fill that hole. It's got ventilation. And obviously when you come out the door, you can actually see the entire settlement.
You work to eat. As simple as that.
So obviously coming over here, you have your guard. I'll shut that door first, actually. There we go. So coming over here, you have your guard little tower. Now it's pretty easy to do considering it's on a hill, so you know, it's, you know, you can just use a lot of different structures going into it. I used for the door the junk fence door. It's pretty easy to use, to be fair. It's quite collision friendly as long as you can use a glitch to get it in there. So obviously we do have, you know, the coffee pots. Let's just put that back over there. There we go. So obviously this is the guards' quarters, along with, you know, cooking stove, one bed, a TV, sniper rifle and some, you know, spare clothes. I wanted it to be, you know, for one person's usage only. I don't know where the floor's gone. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice the floor was gone. But imagine there's a wooden floor there. Imagine. Use your imagination. Imagine there's a wooden floor there. Because I don't know where the floor's gone. So yeah, this would be the guards accommodation. I was going to put a door here, but I quite like the open plan aspect of it, which is very nice. And again, I've used the same for this. You can't actually get any of these on this shelf. So again, I've had to use the pillar glitch. And I do like how it came out. We're going to go upstairs and then we're going to go back down again. So obviously when you change your shifts, you can in fact see into the trading camp. Which is very nice how I did that, I think. And then if you come up over here, we have another little, you know, the main guard area. You've got your laser rifle, combat rifle, fatigues, combat, you know, you've got your wrench, spanners. So this woman here has a combat rifle and some fatigues. And also, over there is your farm, so we're going to go over there in a minute. Now this is, you know, we can see straight into the house below, because obviously when you're not home, you always feel a bit paranoid someone might be breaking in. Unless I've just settled that in your head, then I apologise. But you can see through the floor for that specific reason. And obviously if you come over here, this room is probably the smallest room I've built in this entire settlement. So you have a little tiny bedroom. You got your clock, radio. Let's turn that radio off, to be fair. And you've got a tiny little bed. Tiny little bed. That's what it is. So this is for one of the scavengers, I think. I'm not 100% sure who the beds are assigned to, as long as the beds are assigned to someone. So this bed was a bit of a pain in the ass to get in. I had to leave that pillar there, you know, to support the door. And it does say employees only. So let's move it on. Again, you have your farmyard over here. Let's see if we have a dog. We don't have a dog, not yet. So we have a farmyard over here. Now, I've tried to use it as it's like a depot for vegetables, you know, vegetation in itself, you know, hay for the Brahmin. So I've tried to keep it in that kind of, you know, ideology, if that's the correct term. I'm about to cough in a minute, I apologise guys, hold on. Okay, so over here is the Brahmin farm, the Brahmin pen, and it says please do feed the animal, because it's less than one animal considering it has two heads. So, but it says don't feed them with the baby, because it's not safe. It's not safe. I mean, as much as I don't like kids, don't feed a Brahmin with a baby. Oh shit, I've just shut the door on myself. Hold on, I'm gonna look like a right idiot. Okay, so obviously we have the main pen here. Now, it may seem like, oh, that's not enough room for the Brahmin. It really isn't. I wanted it to be much bigger, but considering the size of StarLight isn't big enough for the pen. I wanted the pen to be at least twice the size of this, but I'm fairly okay with it. I've also used picket fences as well. It's not DLC, it's vanilla. You just got to go find the magazines. And then I got some nice, I think it was Kevin Alibert. Sorry Kevin if I pronounce your last name wrong. And he gave me quite some praise for the, if you know, it's the basketball hoop on the back of the shack before. There was a basketball hoop using it to support the shack. So thank you Kevin for those nice words. And you know, you have a little bathroom here. This is for the farmers primarily, because it is employees only the farmers can use it, you see. So, you know, it's very simple, it's very easy to do. You'll realise after a while, you know, building with vanilla gets pretty easy. It's still a bit of a challenge, but you know. And then obviously you can see in the pen from all angles. And this is my little, you know, my little portable greenhouse type of thing. So I've used a bathtub, because in my garden we have a bath sink with flowers in it. With a pot of plants and a mesh kind of fence. Now the mesh fence protects it from like flies and butterflies, moths and stuff that will go at your plants. So if we go left now, we're going to have a look in the farmyard in a minute. You know, we have you know, a blood bug. You know, just some random stuff you would associate with a farm. This sign here says buffalo, but it's a Brahmin, so you know, it's somewhat relative. And then if you come in here, shut that door. we have a nice little indoor farmyard, because, you know, tomatoes grow pretty well inside, to be fair. So I've grown, I think, 8 of them, which do about 4 food, which is not as what I want it to be, but you know, altogether it's quite nice. I like it. I like the layout of it. And obviously you have a bedroom over here. Let's just put this back on that table. So obviously you have a bed over here, which is assigned to one of the farmers. Apologies if the junk's all over the place, because I haven't actually been back here since I've been building. But altogether I'm quite happy with the bed, because it is a dividing wall between the bed and the door. So obviously you don't know if anyone's in the bed until you get around that corner. So, you know, if we step back a bit, you can actually see there's like a greenhouse-based roof. So you're still getting your sunlight, you're still getting little bits of rain, but obviously rain isn't as good as, you know, actual watering your plants. Because you know you're watering the plants, you don't know when it's going to rain. Obviously in here it's like an extra storage thing. I know a lot of people use this as like a workshop kind of thing, Onowin being one of them. I decided to use it as like a storage kind of room, and hopefully kind of fits the bill. So I do like it. You've got a shotgun in there just in case anybody tries to steal your mute fruits. And obviously showing that door over here, we have a nice cooking stove. I do actually really like it. I like how it's all laid out, because you've got like a little open plan here, so you can request like, oh, can you please make me a Deathclaw burger, please? You know, that kind of thing. Mute fruit, corn and carrots, I think what we have. You know, mute fruit is one plant per one person, so it's the most cost-effective fruit there is. And what we're going to do, we're going to just pop up this little guard tower here and then go back on ourselves. So this guard tower here was pretty easy to do. I mean, given by that it was on a hill, it was a bit of a pain. She's not a guard. What are you doing? You're not a guard, love. Well, she isn't a guard. I don't recall her being a guard, but, you know, whatever suits you, love. Well, I'm running anarchies. Bloody people here. Bloody settlers. So obviously, you know, we have 2 gates going in and out the farm. I thought of a little idea to tie on lamps to the conduits. You know, the little pipes running along, because I want it to seem like, you know, you can tie them up with string. So I actually do really like that. And then moving on to the restaurant. No, we'll go to the radio tower first, and then we'll move on to the restaurant. Now I'm going to do a silent tour towards the end. There will be a link in the description below, so you just click that and you'll end up to the, you know, the silent tour. Be a bit more quicker than this. So obviously this is the radio tower, settlement recruitment, StarLight settlement radio, let's call it that. And obviously let's turn that radio off. So obviously, you know, you have your Voltec population system, your TV, radio, your scavenging station, terminal that doesn't work. So, you know, I've thought of everything really. Joking. There are certain things I could have done a bit better with this little room, but considering the size of it, and I wanted to fill in the hole at the bottom, you know, I'm fairly happy with how it, you know, came out. And obviously you have your radar dish right there, so, you know. And then you have your bedroom for the radio broadcast guy, dude, person. I think that's Oswald's hat, I'm not sure. And then we do have a little bed, a dresser, you know, just the simple things, nice TV. And then, you know, you just have a nice little view outside in reality. So, I do like this little room. It was very easy to do, to be fair. I won't be building it on camera though, something like this again, because, you know, it's not worth a video to build it with. I think Dogmeat's down here somewhere actually, but I'm not 100% sure. So moving on, actually, I'm going to take a quick break actually, because I've got to sort something out, so hold on guys. So guys, apologies for that break, had to sort something out. Now obviously we've just come out of the radio station kind of room, if you want to say that. But at the moment, if we've still got enough time, we're going to make way past into the little restaurant. Now this is the one where Phoenix, gave me the idea to use. Well, I've seen it in Phoenix's videos, to use the conveyor belts. I tried to make it into like quite a busy restaurant, but because everyone in my settlement is basically assigned to something ridiculous, it's a bit, bit difficult to fill it out. But overall, about night time, this does get pretty damn full. So we're gonna just head up at the minute. Also, you'll notice there's a light bulb in the Deathclaw's mouth. Wanted to go for something weird and ridiculous, so making our way upstairs. This is all made out of like barn and warehouse materials, so be a bit difficult without the DLC, but you can always try. You do have Buddy the drinking guy, dude, person, robot man. Buddy the beer buddy dude. I can't think of his name, but he does spend most of his time in here. And then I did have a cat, but I don't know where the cat's gone. Cat better not be dead. So you do have another bar up here. Now this is a level 2 one, I think. Or a level 3, I think. Level 2 actually. And he, he just tends to be selling, nice food and stuff and, all that kind of thing. Around the back we have the generator room in here. That's where, all the wires are going, and it's, was a bit of a pain getting all that in there, but, I'm quite happy with how the layout came along. And here you have the, the people who, work in the restaurant, they'd ideally be like in a relationship or married or something. But this is their little bedroom. Because, if you have an argument, no doubt someone's going to get their shitty bed. So, you have a nice little view of the sky at night time, which is nice. I do like the nice view of the sky. Obviously, you come downstairs. Now, this leads into the kitchen area. Now, this was a bit difficult to do. So, to get all the manufacturing stuff in there. So, ideally, you have to get this, manufacturing stuff in there before you can actually put the walls on. I did do a video for this, but I will link the playlist down below along with Phoenix's channel. And then you have your cooking area here, for the bartender, to prep up some food. And then if we hit that switch, it starts moving. So obviously we can take a nice little ride. See, it's quite nice. So we'll turn that off later on when we, finish the tour. And then obviously over here we have the clothing store and barber. Now I really do like this. It's pretty simple to do. Doesn't require a lot of work. It's just the shape of it was a bit of a pain because we decided to go for a different shaped building, like a pentagon shaped building. And obviously, there's got a little waiting room here with an empty magazine stand because I couldn't find magazines. And also, they don't know where the barber's gone. See, I should have really prepared for this, but I really didn't. And then you do have your clothing store there as well. If you come around the back, we have... No. Thank you. If you come around the back, we have their little accommodation room. And... we just have some like tannery based stuff there, to make the clothes. Giant bin with like a bin liner here or something, I'm not 100% sure. And I'm just going to close this gate. What I'll do in a minute, guys, is actually put daytime back on, so you can see it a bit better. Obviously in here you have their little house. I'm just going to pick all this stuff up, to be fair. There we go. So, obviously in here we have their little room. We have a nice couple of chairs. Some more chairs. Looking out into the boring front garden with no plants. Not a front garden I want. And then again you have your little entertainment corner. With your little DVD drawer, filing cabinet and your television. Because I imagine they'd have some form of multimedia. I mean, they know they have the Pip-Boy, but I don't think they have like DVDs, Blu-rays, digital media devices, downloaded films on a USB and stuff. So, and then over here we have some safe and storage and stuff, which I do like the layout of this. This is again a very peculiar shape, a bit difficult to do, but again I did do a video on it and it was a giant pain in the ass. Up here we have change of clothes, because this is for the barber and the clothing store, so they do have quite a lot of different stock coming in and out as well. So yes, and then obviously from this angle here we can just about see the shack combs type of thing, along with the shelf full of random stuff. I don't know what I put on the shelves, I just tend to put random stuff on there, but no doubt it falls off. So this is why I need the make static mod, and then I'm fine. And obviously I have a dresser here as well. So this would be ideally for like the barber, because the barber uses like a camera to take nice pictures of people once the hair was done. In here would be the armourer, or the clothing person. Now, I actually really like this room because I've managed to get in quite a lot more than I think I did, than I thought I did. So obviously you have your armour racks there. You have your arm station here with some random containers, leather stuff, bag of fertilizer. So it's quite full with all the stuff you would associate with clothing person. So altogether it's looking quite nice, I do like it. Obviously I have a pistol on the wall, two pistols on the wall actually. A Gauss rifle, there is on a women's Gauss rifle. There it is. And then we're going to come out of here. And then we're going to go right. So guys, pardon for that, but I had to actually sleep because I don't have mods to change the daylight. Now, we're about halfway through the settlement now, so it should be a little bit quicker because everything past this point is less detailed, I've noticed. But obviously, starting from the clothing vendor, we do have a little kind of walkway along here, and I've hidden a little turret there that isn't activated. See, I should really check these out when I actually, when I actually do the settlement itself. By the way, I will put like a link to part 2. So the part 2 of the settlement is going to be split in 2 this video. So the second's going to be like split in half. So this is now the second half. Second half of the settlement. And then over here we do have the guards' quarters and really stupidly amount of railings. Now we'll start on the ground floor and then work our way onwards. So we'll go to the furthest point. We'll go to the furthest point and shut this door. So this door here, I need to reopen that door actually. This door here is actually triggered by a little laser tripwire. So if any, if any hostiles come in here, the turrets will be up and at it, so they'll just show everyone who's boss. So it's like a little, secret entrance because you can't really tell from this side. I might put something else there, just to block the view from settlers. So it's like an emergency entrance. And then let's just close that again. And obviously, if you come back over here, we have some more storage. This woman's getting serenaded, if that's the right term. And again, you're going to see these planters all around. You're going to see these planters all around, like all over the place. So, yes. Now, over here, we'll go down there after my tour of the quick little guard area post. So obviously when we're finished, this is a simple little guards building. I have used mostly every single possible floor you can do. with the DLC. So obviously I've tried to utilise that a bit. I got quite nice comments about, you know, how I did the layout as well, which is really appreciated, so thank you all for your nice words. Obviously in here you have your little bed. This is only fit for one person, so each guard post only fits about one person in it. So I think it's kind of realistic, because in real world you wouldn't have all your guards on at the same time, unless it was like a drill. That's the method I'm going off, but you know, could be wrong.
Yes.
And then obviously you have your little work area over here, you know, components, guns. Oh, there is actually guns in there, I didn't even know that. And then obviously you have your melee weapon. You know, this method here with the scavenging station in the armourer stand, I can't remember where I found it.
Ain't looking for trouble, I hope.
So obviously, you know, that kind of idea, I imagine, is very similar to what Local 4-Pack did with the table and the armourer station. So obviously, hold on guys. Obviously it is you know, a very easy thing to do. It just requires a bit, you know, a couple of rugs, so you're going to have a couple of rugs flying around all over the place. So what we'll do is we'll go back out. No, we won't. We'll go out the back door and shut this back door. We have a little doggo area. You do have a tripwire here, because when I did this I didn't have a Wasteland Whisperer perk, so obviously the dogs would have been hostile. And then you have some lights there as well. You know, that switch here actually controls the, you know, the cages. But hopefully I'm going to release a couple of pictures on Imgur. So hopefully it's going to have like a finished product up there. If you come up the stairs here, we have another guard post. We have two. I did have about 3 up here, but this guy would only go to one of them, which is a giant pain in the ass and a waste of time. So obviously I tried to incorporate a little walkway over here. Now over there is Concord and Drumlin Diner. So obviously we would hear the gunfire from Drumlin Diner and run over to this guard post. So it's, you know, very simple. Up there is the sheriff, is the mayor's office, so we'll go up there very quickly. It's not part of the settlement, actually. It may be within the build, but my idea was to have it in the way that, okay, it's my little home away from home. It's not actually the mayor of the settlement, it's the mayor of all settlements. So this is where, you know, the overboss kind of lives, like the general of the Minutemen, even though I'm with the Brotherhood of Steel. So obviously coming up here, we have a nice little bedroom and a Catus. Hello Catus. Don't have a name for the cat. This was ideally meant to be an office, but I kind of really forgot about it, to be honest, but I thought I'd show you, you know, what I've done with it. And, you know, you do have a nice light switch, an on and off one, so let's just turn that back on. So this would ideally be like Piper's office, while I would have the mayor's house at the top. Tried to get the idea from like Series of Unfortunate Events, when the auntie's house is on the edge of the cliff, held on by shitty little beams of wood. You know how unreal it is. Obviously I'm a big fan of cats, so I thought I'd go for Mr. Pebbles type of thing. Because it is a, you know, like an office, we have a little waiting area and a TV, which is, you know, fairly nice. And then obviously, you know, you have a little seating area as well, which is, you know, we do have a rifle somewhere, but I don't know where the rifle's gone. And obviously you can see the roof above you. So yeah, overall I'm quite happy with how this came out. Obviously you have your little bedroom there. I'm going to decorate this more, and then I'll probably add on a little bit to this little compound area. If I do a live stream, then I'll add more to it in there. I don't do live streams for a very long time though. Like on the times I do them, I only do it for about an hour and a half. So if we come out, let's just shut this door. This was a giant pain in the ass to get in, by the way. I do not suggest you use this hole. because it took me fucking forever to do it. Obviously you come up here, you have a nice little view of the settlement. So you can see everywhere, you know, you can see everything all at the same time, which is very nice. And then obviously you have your settlement, well, the mayor's office, the mayor's house in here. So this is my actual house. It's not even finished yet, but, you know, ideally StarLight Drive-In would have its own, you know, big mayor's office, because, you know, I'm the mayor of all settlements. I am the man who runs everything. So this would be my little home. I'm gonna have a cat in here because I like cats. No, stop opening the arm, you know. And then obviously you have a little seating area over there. So yeah, I do have a couple of sniper rifles as my quick menu weapons. So, you know, I could just pick anyone off if they wish. Then in here's a bedroom. Again, it's not done, but I will release a little teaser to it in a couple of weeks' time. And obviously you have a light switch there as well. So it's very simple, very easy. And let's see if we can shut this door without opening the armor bench. Obviously you have a light switch as well, which turns everything off. Turn the radio off as well, and then you can turn it back on again. So I really do like that. I do like that kind of light switch I've done. There isn't actually a way down, so what we'll do, we'll just jump down. There we go. Free run. So moving back on to what I mentioned earlier. I mentioned a question when I did my guard post earlier before. So this guard post here, I mentioned a question in the video when I've released it. You know, what can I build in this area down here? And I think it was Sushi Cat Gamer says, well, I could always... I forgot what she specifically said. I think it was build like a pen for animals or something. Or I mentioned in the video, I want to build like a dog kind of, you know, area. But I actually went to build like a scavengery based housing. Now I did try to include Sushi Cat Gamer's idea of having like a dog area, which was obviously near the guard post. So the guard post area is where all the dogs are kept. Just 2 dogs there, and then I have 1 in the central compound. But dogs are usually located for, you know, each guard post. So thank you, Sushi Cat Gamer, for your nice words. I will put a link down to everyone's channel I mention. Now this is just the scavengery shitty room. I call these the scavvy rooms because no one really gives a shit about them. I really don't, to be fair. I just needed more beds and I thought I would, you know, use up space. So the space here is, you know, absolutely tiny, and I can barely get a bed in there. So obviously when we get in, you know, you have a chairs, your bed. You know, you can get quite a lot in the rooms once you think about how you're going to put stuff in there. It just depends on, you know, creativity, how you're going to get it in there as well. I did think it was quite high, so I was going to have the bed high up, but I wasn't 100% sure. And then I think it was as well Mark Jackson who mentioned about the hierarchy of, you know, the levels of settlers. So if you just started in the settlement, if you're a new settler, you'll start off with a little tiny cabin like this big. You have to work your way up, so you become like a little, you know, a scavenger, a farmer, a guard. Then you got your own shop, you know, that kind of thing. So it's actually a really good idea as well. I do usually try to go for that, but he did point out for this one, so thank you very much. So this is, you know, a fairly simple build. It was a bit of a pain to get in, but it's very simple to do. And obviously in here there's nothing in there. I get quite a lot of caravan guards though who sleep in that gap. I don't know why they sleep there though. They do have sleeping bags. So we're going to come back around the front. Now I didn't mention before that I actually made a little ride here. Now obviously it requires token dispensers, requires pre-war money. So I've made a little ride. Obviously it's hooked up to that, and every time you put a quarter in or a, you know, Nuka-Cade token in, the ride shakes. So yeah, just a little idea. I've not seen anybody do something like that. So, and then over here we have the little shacks. Now this was possibly one of the trickiest houses I've tried to build in, in quick succession. So I did all this in one video, and it was a big pain in the ass. So the sign says please go away, and they've got some gates over here. So let's just close that gate. And then in here you have a house for one. It's a very small little build, very simple to do. You can use is just using the the bare vanilla. I know it's a rarity now for people to just use bare vanilla. So obviously you're like a unicorn, you're rare and unique if you do. So obviously when you come up, you have your simple little bed. Because it is for one person, there's more room for them to buy stuff. So like a TV, a nice shitty couch, a TV that actually turns on and off. And then you have your little work area here as well. So I think the person who lives in this one is the farmer. I'm not sure, to be honest. And then let's turn that radio off as well. So obviously you can see quite far into the settlement. Apologies if it's getting very long, but I want to try and cover each room. So obviously you have a little seating area in here with a rifle as well, with a boxcar door. And let's just come out of there. Wrong door. And obviously coming into this one here, you got some random junk underneath it. Now the settlement's a bit too big in my opinion. I won't ever be doing anything like this in my life ever again. So obviously, we do have 2 beds in this one because these are for the farmer's house. I don't know what he's doing there, love,
Yes.
but obviously you have a balcony here. I did have a roof, but I don't know where the roof's gone. So obviously you have a balcony looking over the back entrance. The house to the left of this is exactly the same, so I won't be going over that one. It's just the entrance is a little bit different. That's basically it. Obviously coming over through here, you have your bathrooms. Now I've changed the bathrooms around since I've previously did this. Now the person who gave me the idea for this was Swales or Swales. I can't specifically pronounce it right, so sorry if I butcher it. But I will put a link, and I think he's finished doing his Fallout stuff anyway, but he's got some really good builds going on. So that was the idea to do that, is a little outhouse kind of thing. So you have your male restrooms here. 2 sinks and a water fountain. You've got 3 bathrooms, which is very, a shitty toilet as well. Every place has a shitty toilet. No matter where you go, everywhere has a shitty toilet. I don't want to get in the way of Nick Valentine. So obviously up here we have a junk fence. Now you can put certain junk fences on rugs, hence how I got that in so close. And then this is the woman's bathroom. Now I'm not meant to go in here because it's the woman's bathroom, but we'll go in anyway. And obviously you do have your sink with running water. You have again 3 toilets. Looking at cozy. So I do like how this came out with. Someone's going to notice that there isn't a little, a water fountain in there. And now we're not going to go in this little area here because this isn't actually. This was firstly not part of the settlement. This is just my little home away from home, so we won't go in there. In here we have a little vehicle repair office. Obviously it's pretty simple to do. So you do have settlement. You do have your power armor that's currently being done. And then also you have your seated area. So this is for people travelling the wasteland. So obviously they have a bed in here. There's a chair glitched in there, but I can't actually sit in it. So obviously when they're done repairing the bus will drive off into the distance. but I don't think we can get the bus out now, to be honest. In here we have 2 beds. These are for the scavengers and the scavengers, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. And then we have a dead man. This is the last person who crossed us. This is the last person who betrayed us. So obviously they're not particularly friendly. Obviously coming up here, this is like cosmetics. So, you know, painting the top of the bus. Don't ask me why there's a bed up here. I forgot there was a bed up here. Obviously coming back down, you know, we can shut these doors. So we're coming around to the finished product now. So obviously we have the main trading area, which is, this is a general trader first. You know, it's one of my favourite stores. This is all of this build is my favourite. Like, this is the most, you know, the best build I've done within the settlement. Because of just its unique shape, to be fair. So if we, you know, come around the back of it, you know, I've got a nice seated area here with a chair and a weird bollard type of thing, which do my head in because we can't scrap them. And obviously, if you come around here, we have a nice little house. Now, each shop person will have their own house. Because of the unique shape, this is why Kevin Albert said, because of the unique shape I couldn't actually get it in there, so I decided to just fill in the gap with a locker, a little toolbox and a wall mounted gun. So, moving on, this is fairly simple to get in, to be honest. You just need to use barn floors. If you don't have the DLC, it will be a bit more trickier.
Those
Provisioner,
think twice before messing with us.
bedroom for the trader. It's obviously, you know, pretty simple. Adds a lot more security because it is metal. Metal is bulletproof, near enough, I think. I don't know. Certain materials are bulletproof. So, obviously moving on, we have the second house in there. We're not going to go in there because the Brahmin's in the way. So we'll go into this house over here. So this is for the weapons person. We're going to come across it in a minute. You know, it's fairly simple. It's pretty easy to do. But I do quite like the shape of it. So, you know, it's very very easy to do. Just does require the DLC though. So apologies if you can't build it. And coming into this house here. Oh wait, the Brahmin's in there. We won't go in there. I'll leave that Brahmin alone. So obviously, coming back around to the front, on the ground floor we have the weapons vendor. So I've tried to associate everything you would associate, you know, trying to put everything there you would associate with weapons. So like a sheriff, weapons workbench, some tables, and obviously if you come around the back, there's a tiny little gap we can just about get through. And obviously we have, you know, so the shitty level 10 pistols, and then you have like the laser rifles, the assault rifles, Fat Man's, crippling Fat Man. What the hell's that going to do? I'll never know. Obviously, you know, you have your sniper rifle, powerful 44 caliber, so obviously everything associated within the, you know, weapons vendor. Going up the stairs, first aid office, and then with a makeshift wheelchair. It's very handy. And then obviously come around the back over here. This bed's either for the doctor or the person who is ill. So it really depends on who's in the bed. So if she's in the bed, then it's her bed. If someone else is in it, it's someone else's bed. So again, this is the idea from Loco 4-pack. You'll obviously see these scattered around. So it's a little shout out to him. So yeah. Now I may actually put the silencer in a completely separate video, because this video is getting pretty long now. It's about 45 minutes, so I really do apologise for the length of it, but I may just, you know, put a silencer on later on in a couple of days. So obviously, can we get in there? No. See if we can get in here. No, we can't. Never mind, eh? In there was just, it's a house no one's assigned to, so it's kind of for rent. And then, if you come back to the main gate area, we have a little walkway over here, which leads to the guards' quarters. That's the third one, I think. We have 3 guards' quarters, or 4. 4, I think. So we have Dogmeat over there, which is very nice. In his little house, that says employees only. There's Nuka-Cola on the side of it as well. I do have a mongrel dog somewhere, but I don't know where he is. And then obviously you have a weapons workbench here. Now this shack was a bit of a pain in the ass to get in, but overall I'm fairly happy with the outcome. And then because I've recently decorated this, maybe 2 days ago, everything's still in places, which is actually really nice. For once, Fallout does something good for me. So yeah, we're coming to the end now, which is a lot quicker than I thought. So yeah, guys, settlement's now done. I will not be going back to this for the life of me. If someone says, can you build me something in StarLight, I'll build you it somewhere else, because I can't actually get in this settlement without the PS4 lagging. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the people who gave me the ideas and inspiration to actually come up with the very peculiar shaped buildings, as well as requested builds and stuff. So thank you to everyone who I mentioned in the video. And I've been doing this for like 5 months now. I'm really happy with how it came out. So thank you everyone for the ideas and inspiration. I will be releasing a silent tour in a couple of days, probably Sunday. So if you don't want to listen to my voice, you can always just follow along in the silent tour. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. Ideas and your inspirations were very handy. And yeah, thank you all for your kind words, guys, and hopefully catch you in the next video.